Intuition is a natural gift. It's a gift that absolutely guides you. And learning to trust your intuition is empowering, and it's also life-altering in the best way possible. Intuition is all about connecting with yourself. It's an internal GPS, and it helps you through life to connect you to be in alignment with yourself. It's a part of becoming who you already are. Now, here's the one thing that is a big fucking deal. That's the technical term, okay? Are you ready for it? Intuition requires trust. And often we have been taught not to trust ourselves. That's awkward, okay? That's the professional term. It's awkward. So it goes against our desire to be right. Right? Because if you connect with your intuition, you connect with that gut knowing, then we can't look it up on Wikipedia. It doesn't tell us that we get to be validated because we've just done a Google search. Intuition is actually a deep connection with yourself, and it guides you into living a life that is connected and in alignment with yourself. And it's what you've always wanted, by the way. We all want the same thing. We all want connection, but we haven't been taught how to get that. So again, I use my intuition constantly, but so do you, even if you don't know it. So over the years, I learned to be more and more intuitive and to trust it. And that required me doing my work to know when I was trying to force something to happen or when I was allowing it to happen. And you can too. So we start by learning how to listen to our intuition, even when it's just a whisper. And it's that feeling when you get an instant hit of knowing something is true, even when you don't know why. And it's often when you're thinking about someone and all of a sudden they're calling you. It's that inner whisper that you need to do something and you don't know why. And then you're so glad you listened. Or you're disappointed you didn't listen because, oh, that would have been the right thing to do. So when we connect with accessing our intuition, it can't happen unless we connect with ourselves. And again, you have access to your intuition and you can use it to create more and more peace in your life. But not everyone is comfortable with their intuition, mostly because they don't understand it. Once a client had asked me, how do I know if it's intuition or my ego telling me something? And it was a great question, but truly connecting with your guidance or your intuition is a superpower. And like most things, it takes practice. Also, you can tell whether or not you're connected with guidance or your ego by how it feels. When you learn how to be present in your heart, you're able to give that inner self enough space to hear and receive support. And it's a practice. So in any given moment, it's a superpower to make that connection as you're wanting to be more aligned with your intuition. It's, am I living from my heart? Can I keep my heart open? It's a challenge. One of the other pieces in that is it's super essential to clear the layers of painful emotions. It is absolutely key. Those painful emotions are coming up to be healed, but those suckers stop us from being able to make the connection with our heart. So we're here to do our work and to connect with how can we align with our intuition even more, right? So here's 5 ways to connect and align with your intuition. Number 1, quiet your mind. and open your heart. Opening your heart is a practice. So pay attention to what you love and what lights you up. Get quiet. So this is when your intuition is going to be best. Not when you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. And you can do so while you're walking, while you're relaxing, while you're meditating, and just opening up to gratitude for this present moment. Another way to open your heart is feeling the joy of laughing. Laughing at yourself, laughing at others, not taking life too seriously. Because when we do, it's a downer and it disconnects you from your intuition. And as your intuition increases, you easily feel your heart's wisdom. Number 2, feel your feelings. So you can tell if you're connected to your intuition and guidance by the way you feel. When you're connected, true guidance may be sassy, mouthy, irreverent, playful, but it will always be kind. If you're connected to true guidance, it will always be kind. And if it's some haranguing asshole disconnect, you're going to hear, yourself being berated. That's not guidance. That is not connection. Okay? It's really important to discern the difference. And listening to your gut can help you to get a good parking spot or even save your life. Like it's just very core. Feeling your feelings is all about connecting with yourself. Number 3, paying attention and trusting in synchronicity. When you have a feeling or a sense that you need to do something, listen. Who knows? One time I was in a grocery store and my son needed new boots. Okay, he was a male adult, size 12 boots. And I walked into the grocery store and I heard, look for boots. So I walked into the aisle that I was guided to, and there were snow boots for my son, size 12, leather boots. Like, it was really bizarre. But I had this intuition, like, do this. So when you use it kind of like a treasure hunt, because your intuition is a treasure hunt. When you're going for a walk, should I go right, go left? Oh my gosh, if I wouldn't have gone this way, I wouldn't have seen, the sun, the moon, the butterfly all line up. Who knows, whatever, right? It's all good, but it's a practice. When you have a feeling or a sense that you need to do something, listen. Paying attention. What reoccurring themes are you noticing in your life? Do you have a dream that's on repeat that won't go away? As a kid and into my adulthood, I used to always have the falling off of the cliff. And then when I hit rock bottom, and like literally felt like I was jumping out of my skin and the whole bed would shake and that was a reoccurring theme for me until I actually leaned in and shifted the energy of the core fear that was stuck. Do you keep thinking about someone you haven't seen for years? Everything is energy. So when you start trusting that something is showing up energetically and just getting curious, not obsessive, right? There's a difference, but living with wonder, just like a child, and getting curious. Am I supposed to do anything with this? Like, what's up for me to know or to hear? And that leads to the 4th one, practicing consistently connecting with yourself. So when you get asked, when you have a question, get quiet and ask yourself what you need to do for your highest good. And you may not know right away. Or you may be even more bound up in fear. And so you take a deep breath, you relax, you get in your body, Go exercise, get out of your head, get into your body, and then ask again. It's a practice. You won't be good at it until you are. So asking questions when you're driving down the road. What lane should I be in? I do that all the time because I don't want to work that hard, right? I want to be told what to do so I don't have to like manhandle it and figure it out, right? Like, which lane should I be in? Should I take a right here or should I go straight? When I go home from my studio after a day with clients, I always, or even on my way to my studio, I don't want to work that hard figuring it out. I want to make it from a place of connection. Turn right here, go straight. It may feel like playing a game, but the more you play, the better you get at it. And then you get to carry it into other things. What does my body want to eat? Oh, I need to eat more vegetables. My body is so hungry for vegetables. Does my body want this next bite? My mind may want this next bite, but does my body want this next bite? I do that all the time. Sometimes I want something, but my body doesn't want it. So I can't eat it if my body doesn't want it. I have to ask my body, does my body want this? Being in alignment is a very kind way to live. At times, again, you may feel confused as your mind fights the clarity in your heart, and you may not always get the answer that you want to hear. So pay attention to the sensations in your body. You may have a gut feeling of what you want or need to do, and you may know it in your heart. Again, this is going to take practice as you learn to trust yourself in the answers that you get. And number 5, setting a clear intention each day to open to the signals. Notice when and where you find resistance or blocks. They may come as contractions in your body. So for example, when my heart is closed, like not feeling safe, zoom, like my body, I feel it in my body. So pay attention. Where am I feeling this in my body? Get intimate. That's intimacy. Paying attention to what you're feeling in your body. Sitting quiet and start asking yourself questions and then listening for your answers. The answers may come as an impulse. It may come as a feeling. It may come as a knowing. It may come as a voiceless voice. Just pay attention and keep a journal of things happening each day that remind you of your intuition. Things like coincidences or things that happen and surprise you. And I'll tell you, the more you lean in to pay attention, the better you get at it. We can't connect with our intuition when we don't trust ourselves. Trust is absolutely essential. So right here and right now, I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and to feel into the words, I'm opening to trust myself even more. Make the request, claim it for yourself, feel it in your heart. It's a stretch exercise. I'm opening to trust myself even more. And now let's take it a step farther. I trust myself. Now, I trust myself. Now. And feel the sadness, feel the regret. But you know what? All the times that you didn't know how to trust yourself, that's contrast, baby. We learn through contrast. Another way to say that I shared with my client this morning, because they were referring to what a failure they were. I'm like, no, that's an oops.
Oops.
You didn't trust yourself. Oops. How would you have? You weren't taught. It's okay. This is where it is. You really want to be present in your life, it's connecting through your heart. That's the sweet way to live. Even when sorrow happens, you bring it through your heart, you transmute it, and then you get to keep the lesson and you get to let go of the pain and the struggle. When you ask if this is guidance, you may feel fear. But remember, fear and excitement can feel the same way, right? When you're super excited about something, going on vacation, oh my God, but I don't know what's going to happen. I've never been there before. Okay? Fear and excitement can feel the same. So just paying attention. Fear is just coming up to tell you you're afraid. And so then you get to get curious. What am I afraid of? Guidance is knowing what's right for your next step and what's fear telling you. Is it telling you to stay stuck and to stay small? Or is it saving your life, right? There's rational fear. Do not go play in heavy traffic. That's just a bad idea, okay? We don't need to make fear wrong. You know that ad, that commercial, no fear? It's fucking stupid, right? We want to have fear. Fear can keep us alive, people. This isn't a bad thing at all. But pretending there's no fear because you're super macho is bullshit. It's a very disconnected way to live. A lot of times when people are actively dying in hospice, it's when they do a lot of their work to get real. My mom, the last 6 months of her life, she did a lot of her work and faced fears and faced getting angry. It was never safe for her to get angry beforehand. But she did, and I was really proud of her. But we don't have to wait till we're on our deathbeds, because when we do it now, we get to live more present, more honest, more real, more connected than we ever thought possible.